It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I am all out of gum.
Respect my authority!
Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. What's up Hussein, what's up Stivek, Mr. OP, another black man. And yeah, there was a slight error in the title. We did fix that. Let's give everybody the handshake. And we can jump in arena for a change, I suppose, because reasons. Because Battlegrounds are effectively unplayable right now. So what are we gonna do? Well, we are just gonna grind a bit of arena. I actually need to check something. Okay, so we might as well just go for that. And 1 second, because I think I have some of these in overflow. There's just one of that. It's fine. Might as well just put on some of these. They're always expiring for me. And let's see how it checks out. So somebody has to be at a class disadvantage, which is fine. Let's go. How's everybody's day going? I actually kind of miss arena streams slightly. It's because then I get to chat and interact more with you guys. Obviously, when I play Battlegrounds, I try my best to read chat and answer questions and things like that. But it is a different vibe. It is, you know, because I'm in a different mindset when I play Battlegrounds and stuff like that. So yeah, I actually do miss just having a bit of a casual chill arena streams. So we'll see how that goes. What's up, Osman? Waiting 12 minutes, can't find a match in Battlegrounds. Well, yeah, something seems to be really bad there because, well, because there are a lot of issues with Battlegrounds right now. I also suspect that most people aren't trying to play them. I'm trying to avoid them, you know what I mean? And if I'm not playing Battlegrounds, that tells you something. Because I pretty much play them every day, twice a day, or more or less. At least on the weekdays and stuff like that. Whenever I stream, you know, I much prefer to play Battlegrounds. Sleep. Ah, no crits. Cooking some noodles and I'll enjoy them initially. Fair enough. I'm actually a bit hungry as well. What's happening with BG matchmaking? Nobody knows. It's down, it's broken, it's busted. Everything's broken. Yeah, I made a video about Battlegrounds being just completely busted and unplayable right now. Because they are. You can see that I have the permanent connection error icon as well happening. Because that makes sense. And the game is not, it's just not running well. Everything's breaking. Leaderboard's busted. Alliance War leaderboard's busted too. Matchmaking isn't happening. When you do find a match, most of the time, you know, you can't select the champions and it just draws, you know, it just freezes and lags down. So controls are also kind of like nor here nor there at this point. Okay, just come at me. I'll endure the power stings. Come on, just one crit is all I ask for. There we go. What's wrong with this game? Even incursions are bugged. You can't start the next zone unless you restart the game. Yeah, I haven't tried incursions, but that doesn't surprise me at all. That does not surprise me at all, Mr. Rusty Gentleman. On the bright side, we can just have a nice chat right now. Your tourney match was awesome and your commentary made it better. Thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed it. What champ does Mantis really counter? Well, pretty much any science champion, really. She's, in theory, the perfect science counter. Or almost, because she Stops all the debuffs from science champions. If she's high, sig enough, you can definitely maintain it the entire fight, where they can never debuff you. And then she also has like a massive level 2 guaranteed crit. So she's quite good damage dealer, really. You play her right. Better upgrade first Domino or Bishop. If Domino is high sig, go for that. If neither one of them are high sig, then Bishop. How can company F it up so much, man? It's insane. I know, it's quite crazy. It really is quite crazy. Here's the thing. If I was a person who screws up that much at my job, I would be fired in every workplace that I work for. If somebody worked for me and screwed up that much, I would fire the lot of them. How are you looking good with your glass and all? Thanks for agreeing also before reading or BGs. BGs, yeah, BGs are, you know, I pretty much always stream the Battlegrounds and play Battlegrounds. I pretty much play them twice a day. At the moment, it's just, well, in my situation also right now, and I don't want to shy away from it, I am in the first place globally, and with all of these bugs happening, and with all the modders popping back in, I'm in no rush to kind of make up grind or try and push myself up. You know, if I wasn't high up right now, maybe, just maybe I would be kind of willing to risk it or dip my toes in it or whatever. But 2 out of 4 matches in the morning I had were against modders, and also seeing all the other issues with Battlegrounds right now, I'm just like, you know what? It's not like I really have anything to play for at the moment. If I'm in a top spot, I am at the moment in the, you know, this is, I suppose, going to count as a humble brag. I am in the first place in the world. So there's nobody to really overtake. I also don't know how close or far are the rest of the people, you know, because you're playing without leaderboard. I also don't know how many modders are around the top 10 spots. So what I'm going for is, you know, I'm going to take it easy until they fix the issues or the new meta starts or something like that. Until that happens, it's fine. Oh, got Sinister and Sig 16, King Groot and Sig 14 from feature. Nice. Enjoy your timeout. My hairline in shambles. It's because I'm getting old. One day you will know how it feels. Back's aching, everything's busted. And yeah, my hairline has definitely taken a step back. Luckily it seems to have more or less stabilized there. So I'm quite okay with that. Could be worse. At least I'm not bald. Hairline's definitely not as nice as it used to be, but again, it's just a part of growing old, getting older. But that's still no excuse of being a little bitch. And the moment you go after JJ, here's the thing. I don't mind people talking shit about me, and I want everybody to hear that. You know, if you want to talk smack about me, it's okay. I can take it. I'm fully well aware of my failings in personality or life choices. Fully well aware of my shortcomings, my temper and everything else. And I don't mind making fun of me. I don't have super high opinion that I'm always right or high and mighty or anything like that. And in most cases, you know, I take it on the chin and I enjoy a bit. There's actually a few things that I like better than putting a little internet dipshit in their place. Because most of the time, those are just unhappy people acting out their insecurities from their mother's basement because their daddy didn't love them enough or whatever. And I get it. I have had a hard life as well. But all that put aside, there are few rules on this channel. And I think pretty much everybody in the chat is going to agree. Is the moment you even look at JJ the wrong way, the moment you even look at her the wrong way, let alone try and be a smartass, you are fucking done. There is no coming back from that. the only way around it is going to be you're going to make a new YouTube account and pretend to be another person, because you are banned from this channel. There are no warnings, stuff like that. You can, you know, get in it with some of my other mods. I'm sure many of them would enjoy it. I'm sure JJ would enjoy it. But on this channel, you don't fuck with Emma. And that's quite that simple. She's an amazing human being, the best moderator of the channel. And even if it's unfairly harsh at times, it's worth knowing that, yeah, you do not get to mess with her. So, you can crawl back down to whatever soy boy hole you crawled out from, and bye. But hey, welcome everybody else. Welcome everybody else. This just shows that you can still play extremely well with old bugs. Well, I mean, everybody has to play the bugs, so everybody's kind of affected equally. Also, Crazy still playing no matter. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just kind of unbelievable at some points how inept Kabam can be. Hey, W defense only loaded 4 of the 5 champions, so down defender. Yep, that makes sense. That doesn't surprise me at all whatsoever. At all. BG still busted. Not still, I'd say again. It's a blizzard waiting. For BG's, I was on a full rank 4 CB, seeing him up. Yeah, Crossbones is one of the champions I'm considering to rank up in near future for Battlegrounds. Imagine all the new stuff. What's going on with Battlegrounds? Matchmaking's busted. You can't find a match, and if you find a match, then also it's just not loading the matches properly, and you can't really play. And as I said, at the moment, I have very little reason to... try and push Battlegrounds. I did my solo objectives, and I'll just chill there. I'll just chill here for a second, because it does appear that I'm currently in the top spot in the world. So with as many bugs as we have in Battlegrounds and everything else, you know, I figured, why don't I just take it easy a bit and have a nice chill arena stream where I can chat with you guys, where you guys can pick my brain. I can do a better job answering your questions, pay more attention to the chat, and yeah, I kind of miss arena streams a bit sometimes, just because I'm able to talk with you a lot more. Okay. I want you to use that level 1. Sweet. Yeah, you know, I would not mind at all if Kabam stopped the season right now. You're too late. Ooh. Everybody's an athlete these days, isn't it? Ah, okay. Gideon, can someone explain what's significant of paradox charges? Well, basically, more charges you have, the better bonuses you get from extra nodes. But if you get to, what is it, 12 or 13 charges now, then you take a lot of damage. So it's kind of like, do you know the concept of Icarus? Where it gives you a significant boost, but if you fly too close to the sun, then you get burnt. So it's kind of like the same thing with paradox charges, where you want to gain paradox charges. Yeah. You want to get those charges because that's going to normally give you a lot of damage or a lot of power control or something like that. But you don't want to get too many of them, because then you are going to take a lot of damage. So it's kind of like a balancing, juggling act. And Act 7 is much easier than Act 6, Celestial Order, just so you know. Act 7 is actually much easier. Health pools are slightly bigger and all that stuff, but node-wise and everything else, Act 7 is easier. If you can do Act 6, you can do Act 7. What's up, Magic Skidmark? How are you doing? Maverick? Just wondering, what is your thoughts on Mantis? Just got her, not sure what to think about her. So, is she good in BGs? She can be good in BGs, yes, but you need to be quite skilled with her to get it out of her. And she's kind of like the best or one of the best science counters we have in the game. She does need quite high sig for that though. And she has like Infuriate and stuff, which is quite handy, like Herc. But again, she's quite skill intensive character. What's up, Kwambo? How are you doing? Mr. In streams for sure. I know, me too. I need to do a few more of them. I need to squeeze in like 1 or 2 a week. Man, 7 levels crossbow Falcon. We'll see soon enough. I think she's too new to kind of determine that. Not enough people have yet paid too much attention to her. But Finn likes her. A lot of other skilled people do like her quite a bit. She does need a correct meta to shine though. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the last meta. You know when the... No, we never know if and when Kabam fixes the bugs. Do the easy side of EOP for Robots Challenge. Landed iDoom. Nice, congratulations, Jerem. That's awesome. Awesome pull. iDoom is... Here's the thing. I think initially iDoom was significantly overhyped. And now a lot of people just think of him as Prestige Champion, which is also wrong. iDoom is a good champion. He's not like insane. Obviously, he's the top Prestige. He has insane Prestige. But he's also quite a good champion. Not as good as Doom, but good. Act 7 and... You mean 7 and 8, but yeah, close enough. Yeah, Act 7 is definitely also more fun. You know when 8.2 is coming out? April, I believe. Talking about Act 6, 8 is... Okay, no worries. Yeah, 8.2 should be coming in April. Okay. Act 6 was a touch. I actually kind of miss content like Act 6. I miss content that's out to get you. Or we just need more EOPs and stuff. April 1? It's probably going to be like second week of April, most likely. That's how Kabam typically releases. That second or third week of April. So, if I had to guess now, looking at the calendar... update's probably going to be 3rd or 4th. 5th is when story content, so 12th or 19th of April. So when Science Awakening Gem, Spot, Quicksilver, or Overseer. I'd probably give it Spot. Most likely. Or Quicksilver if you want the Prestige. Hopefully there's another 3 to 4 gem. Hopefully. I doubt that there will be, to be honest. I think there's going to be some full catalysts or catalyst selectors, but I don't think there's going to be full gem. I think it's going to be 1/3 or one or two catalysts or selectors. But yeah, well, apparently they are working on the next Legends content, so that's kind of cool. Beach is broken, yeah. Beaches are very broken. You can check the latest video that I uploaded. Or meanwhile, I actually forgot to mention this. You guys can apply to the Battlegrounds tournament that we are hosting soon. I believe it's going to start with the next season, and the season after. But yeah, we're organizing Battle of the Gods Battlegrounds tournament, and there are going to be 2 brackets, so you don't need a new... You don't, big and small bracket. You can check the video here. Basically, you just need to join the Evizone link and also Ghost Dog's Discord channel. And there, yeah, there's going to be David and Goliath bracket basically, where you know. One bracket is going to be for smaller accounts, one bracket is going to be for bigger accounts. There's going to be a solid $700-800 prize pool as well, so there's going to be nice amount of money to be won for those who do best. And yeah, coolest thing is that like if you have a smaller account, for instance, you will not have to face, let's say, me or somebody from TCN and stuff like that. So there is that, and yeah, check it out. Join up, it's free. You just need to have an Evizone account, join that Evizone thread that I have made, and join Ghost Dog's Discord. Spot needs awaken. Yeah, Spot needs that awakening gem for damage basically, and that's super important for Spot because that's the main thing that Spot has. Realistically, let's face it, Spot doesn't have the biggest amount of utility, and the reason why he is as highly valued as he is because he can output a lot of damage, and that is insignificant. I have reached Mysterium rank when I have never expected to. Should I just stay there? I'd stay there. It depends. It depends, because people always push and the scores get inflated. If you're Mysterium now, you're probably gonna drop down a bracket or two by the end of it, because everybody does the pushes towards the end of the season. I suppose the biggest decision... Ooh, K-Dog's coming in with 25.
2017 $25.
What are you questioning there? How many points I have in solo event? I only have 550k, I believe. I checked this morning, I believe. 550k. So Battlegrounds broken. Battlegrounds are busted right now. Yes, Battlegrounds are absolutely busted, and so seems to be. I just need to. Somebody from my mod chat remind me to order new lightning to HDMI adapter. This one's breaking down. Oh, wait 1 second. I might be able to. It's like it's another 50 pounds down the drain. Hate how they break so quickly. Wait 1 second. I'm gonna try and find my old one. Maybe that has covered a bit. Let me try this one. Maybe this one's behaving better. But I do need to order a new one for sure. It's getting ridiculous. I go through these like every couple of months. Then they're not cheap, yeah. Like a little crap like that, like 50 pounds. This does not seem to want to work either. It's good for week 4, seems like. Black Widow Deadly Origin is going to be a good nuke. You think current BG season will end early? Could do. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Yeah. The worst thing is, there are like second-hand version, not second-hand, like, you know, third-party versions of these. But I have bought 4 third-party versions, which usually cost about a tenner, and then they barely work, or they don't work at all, or they break down even quicker. So you basically only left, your only real option is to buy the Apple ones, and they're like 50, and they still break down every couple of months. Like, I think most I have squeezed out of one is like 5 months, and this one has been on its last legs for a bit now. Okay, and it doesn't want to show now. 1 second. Let me deactivate it. Activate it. Does it capture anything? Nope. Okay, we might have a technical difficulty. Let's see if I can sort this out without destroying the stream. Okay, so that should be deactivated. Let me... Yeah, 2 of the 4 matches I had in the morning stream, Integral, were against modders as well. Apple bad? I don't know. Still prefer Apple. They're decent to get it done. Hey, thanks for helping with the discussion. I'm about to do my EOP Korean challenge, but Spidey robots might be done. Spidey one's actually quite decent. Rank for Stealth, rank for Spider Pig and Penny. I think that should be pretty much fine there. Do you have Miles? Miles is quite important. Miles helps a lot if you go left side instead of Pig for me. Our Intra and rank 3, rank 4 Mystic Gem. Been opening Crystal's Roseman because I run LCD. Currently have 2 rank 4 champions and wanting to reach Battlegrounds soon. Should I wait to use the gem? Well, Rintra is not great. I'll be honest. Rintra is not great with Liquid Courage Double Edge. Hey, come on, what is happening? Please work. Please work. It's like Kabam is wearing up on my tech as well. Kabam is definitely... Okay, here we are. We are back somehow. Let's hope it stays that way. Let's hope it stays that way. I'll stay away from that tournament because I know I'll match you with KD1 and I get absolute... So that's absolutely no reason to not enter a tournament. You don't know who you're gonna match and how far you're gonna get. But yeah, solo went, I went 550k points. It was good for week 4. I'm gonna make a video on it tomorrow. Because, yeah, I'm gonna make a video on what's good for week 4. What's up, I'm Frico. Welcome to the stream. Last season I stopped playing BGs in week 3. Was placed in C5 was to 80 points, and then I stopped at the end of the season. I ended in M3 by not playing, so that's how many you can drop. Yeah, you can drop definitely. Fair amount. That applies the market. Okay, but okay. Do you believe second chapter of Act 8 should have 45 gem? I think it could have, but it's probably gonna be 1 to 2 full catalysts, I think, or select as much effectively. We'll see. It'll be nice. Hashem's got the job done. Spider Supreme is needed. Spider Supreme isn't needed. I didn't use Spider Supreme. I used Spider Gwen. So I have guides for all of these, so you can see what I did basically. But I basically used Spider Gwen, Penny, and Herc initially. Then I swapped out Herc for Miles. But I think Stealthy could be better than Penny. Sorry, Stealthy could be better than Spider Gwen. So I'd probably go Stealthy, Penny Parker, Hercules, swap out Hercules for Miles, use Miles for Modok, Blade, and yeah, and then you have Terex, and then Stealthy will take the Dragon Man. Which Wall 3 challenge is the hardest? I think it's probably the A-Force and robots that are the hardest. You were planning right side? I actually think with Spiders left side is easier, at least to me. Spiders was one of the easiest runs for me on the left side, because on the left side you can do the 3 fights with Herc very easily. Like you can do Herc with Herc, Havoc with Herc. Oh no, wait, I used CGR for that. So I used so do Stealthy with do Hercules with Stealthy. Yeah. Then do Havoc with Mega Boosted CGR. Do Warlock with Mega Boosted CGR. Then I took down Nick Fury to like 5% and finished him off with Penny. Revive your CGR so you can swap him out for Miles. And then Miles cheeses Modok. I think it was solo or 1 revive. Miles also can cheese Blade because all Blade's specials are unblockable, so I can just spam heavy in the corner. Then it was Terax, where I think I just used like a team revive or something, but Penny can do that fight very well. And then Stealthy or Spider-Gwen or whoever you're bringing can solo the Dragon Man. So for me, Spider-1 was one of the easier ones with on the left side, but you know, it's up to you. Venompool could do well against Rage Node. No, wait, Venompool can't do well against Rage Node because Venompool will not get power. Venompool will not be able to use specials. Venom will do well against Rage Node. I'm gonna be running Venom probably. Do you think we will get compensation for them? I doubt it. I don't know. When it comes to Kabam and compensation, I never have much expectation. Survey session because I'm coming. Well, thank you, Adam. I hope your physical therapy is going great. I might end up in a physical therapy quite soon again as well. I actually have important doctor's appointment on Monday, so there's not going to be a morning stream next Monday, just so you guys know, because I'm going to be at doctor's. Solid Craven with Mystic Spidey. Nice. Good. Craven is tricky for sure. Oh, road picks. I don't have Neb on Nimrod. But I can use Ultron, Dragon Man, and Warlock. I think I used Guillotine 2099, Dragon Man, and Warlock, but I would use Ultron, Guillotine 29, and Dragon Man for my run if I did it again. Mystic Spidey good on defense, offense. Without Awakening, he's without Awakening probably better defender than his attacker. Yeah, we're going up against GT40. That's gonna be tough. Yep, they're at 4 donuts in a row. Feature gem so far. Iron has been the best. I don't know about that. I mean, Iron Man Finty, I can't use him that much, so maybe. Spot's been doing alright, and Mystic Spidey's been doing alright. Absorbing Man's been doing alright. I need to rank 4 my Cassie. At the moment, I'm kind of a bit undecided. She's cool for sure, but I just need to get better with her, and I want to get her to rank 4 to like really feel the impact. I think Cassie could be very good. Oh, forgetting the pre-fight. Yeah, that's one of the things that sometimes annoys me, Mr. Fantastic, where I just enter matches without applying the pre-fights. And I wish with Mr. Fantastic is like after the first match, you kind of, if you just pick which pre-fight should be active for the rest of the matches, you know. What I dislike with Mr. Fantastic is where before every fight you need to reapply the pre-fights.
Shut up and take my money.
Like, thank you, Magic.
Mania 82.6 Canadian dollars and 99 cents. I also have back issue and much respect how you're pushing through. I have sciatica and arthritis in my disc. It's rough. I hope you find some relief.
Thank you for that, J-Mania. And yeah, back issues are absolutely worst. And you know what the worst thing is? Like, I hate my youth arrogance. I moved to UK when I was 19 and in pretty much perfect health. And then I spent 10 years, or about 7 of those 10 years, I was doing absolutely horrible kind of jobs. And everybody that was older than me cautioned me, told me I'm tall, save your back. Once your back goes, you're never getting it back. Once your back goes, it's horrible. And when I was like 22 or something like that, I was like, yeah, whatever.
82 Canadian dollars and 79 cents.
Yeah, that's one of the stupidest things that I did to myself.
It will help a lot.
And yeah, and now I just have to spend the rest of my life with this stuff, so it's just one of those things. Kind of trying to get used to. But thank you very much, Jay. It's very generous and kind of you. Taking the right side, EOP Dimensional Beings. I have rank 3 CGR, unduped CGR duped 5-star. rank 2 the Hood, and rank 3 Gallon. Which team would you recommend? Not too sure, to be honest. I still... Have you checked out my guide on the Dimensional Beings? Can any of my mods link to the Dimensional Being guide? Hey, what's up, Steve? Steve from hospital. Doesn't work like that. Old man KT? Oh yeah, definitely getting old. Yeah, GD40 for Deathless Wars is scary as fudge. I felt so bad for Salty. Imagine clearing a war, not dying a single time and losing it. It would suck so much. That was like the best one. Salty is also so unlucky. They have lost 2 wars with equal deaths. One was like, I think, to TCN 3-3 and 0-0 to GT40. That has to be the craziest thing. You know, New Nation has had some 0 death wars. I think we had the last war last season, even, you know, war 12 of season 39, we had 0 deaths as an alliance, but still getting 4 in a row is just insane. But imagine, yeah, I can't imagine like when we have like pretty much the best war of the season and we still lose it. Pulled a Cosmic 45 gem, Hulkling or CGR. Well, it's up to you. I'd probably go with Hulkling. Who's gonna be your MVP next meta? You want me to talk about next meta a bit, guys? if you want, I can like go over some champions that I think are gonna be very good. When did I get Cassie? I got it from the early access bundle of Future Ant-Man. I bought one of the early access bundles because I wanted the 5-star Future Ant-Man, and I pulled 6-star Cassie. Help people take care of their back and knees for sure. Yeah. First off for a couple of months until I got 10 shots to help me walk. Sounds you roughing through it as well, Jay. That definitely sounds. You know what the worst thing is? When they put you on the medications, they sap your energy away. That's the thing that I miss the most, I suppose, is just having enough energy to want to do things. Now I have to force myself to do things, because when you're on the meds, you're just kind of a bit lethargic, can't think as fast, and I definitely don't have as much energy just for anything in life, really. Looks like friendlies are working. Ooh, nice. I should be playing some more friendlies, actually. Probably would be good. I'm probably going to be streaming friendly matches tomorrow morning, because I need to refamiliarize myself with the new meta more. I was born with my mother's hands, so I got girl hands, I got arthritis because of it. Effect. Oh, sorry to hear that. Arthritis must suck as well. BG seem to work. Okay, good to know. I rank for my Kingpin, and down he gets someone neglect. Oh yeah, Kingpin is just crazy good, man. Kingpin has been like the best Battlegrounds champion, I think. But I'm having mixed out the CGR. It was valuable, and he's. Yeah, I'd probably go with 5-star if it was me. Just max boost as much as I can, and adjust the masteries where I need to. The planners of GT4 is definitely good. Tidum was rank 5 or only for prestige. Realistically, I don't think Idum is the best tech champion rank 5. Like, Nimrod's better 1000% than Idum is, and Warlock I think deserves at rank 5 more as well. Maybe somebody else. But Idum is a great package, is a very good champion, plus a crazy prestige. You know what I mean? Because he's not just a prestige champion by any means. He is a good champion. It's just not that he's like the best, you know. Ghost, Warlock, Nimrod, all are better. But I'd say he's still somewhere in the top 10 of tech class for sure. And having the top prestige, so I don't think it's a bad idea to rank 5 him either. You could stream yourself assessing the tier list. That's true, Zach, I could. Submetal, of curiosity, if you don't want to say, just ignore me. What meds are you taking? I'm taking Zapane, which is basically codeine and paracetamol, naproxen, and omeprazole to protect my stomach lining, just because of the previous two. So I take 2 different types of painkillers and a tablet that just protects my stomach from them, ironically. I do need awakening. I think he's great unawakened, but obviously awakened he does get fairly significant bonuses. He gets tankier, he gets that regen, he can block the unblockables I think as well. So yeah. They're honestly more fun than G. I don't think so, Blizzard, no. When I play friendlies, I can never focus enough. I just don't take it as seriously or something like that, because there are no stakes, and I just don't get as much enjoyment out of friendlies as I do playing, you know, trying to get in top 10, for instance. Not getting any matches in BGs, there's some issue. Yeah, I just uploaded a video about it. You can check it out. The latest upload on my channel. You know about the revive farming? Well, then go and use them, Yash. Go and use them up. Do you think Spot instead of Titania is buff immune champion for Path to AW? Well, Spot isn't exactly buff immune, is he? But I'd still prefer Titania in most cases, personally. Just because I think Titania, you know, she has massive health pool and she's kind of easier to handle and she's very stable, solid pick. It might be just me not being experienced enough with Spot. But I think when it comes to Alliance War, you know, if I have to choose, for instance, to use Hazard Shift or for Hazard Shifts like Ghost or Kingpin, I will always want to use Kingpin just because Kingpin is kind of like much more sturdy, steady champion. And it's, you know, in Alliance War in general, in my opinion, you want to use champions that can take a hit, or more specifically, don't tumble down like an avalanche when something goes wrong. And I'd pick personally Titania there. When you see you get 45 tech, don't know how to feel. Tech is fine. I'd be happy with tech. I'd probably do Nimrod or Warlock. And it was Pure Man Doom. And a full list of one internet strong special with buff control. I mean, yeah, I mean, Doom is definitely better than I Doom. 1000%. Is it 2 AM? No, it's not 2 AM for everybody else. For me, it's 20 to 7 PM. You're better than 5 and Ghost, Nimi and Warlock over I Doom? Yeah, those are better champions. Even in silver and gold, people have 2 to 3 million accounts. Well, that's often because also the matchmaking is kind of messed up. Because if you have 3 million accounts, you're more likely to match people with 3 million accounts in most cases, and that's why it's harder for them to advance. At the moment, matchmaking victory track. Here's the thing. Currently, matchmaking in the victory track hurts higher tier players more than you realize, because it is much harder for them to advance. Because if you have a smaller account, more often than not, you're gonna get matched against similarly sized accounts, and the same for bigger ones. So if you have a big account, but you're not necessarily the best player, it's gonna be much harder for you to advance, even though there are tons of small accounts that you could easily beat and advance. You know what I mean? Let's say you have 3 million account, and there are 51 million accounts in like Silver 2 or whatever, and there are like 3 million accounts. The game will more likely match you against the, you know, bigger accounts. I mean, yes, you get matched obviously with smaller and biggers as well, but it is one of the settings to take in consideration the account size, which it shouldn't be in my opinion. But it's kind of Kabam's problem right now. Then they are trying to find a middle ground of not letting the big accounts completely bully the small accounts, at the same time that, you know, does hinder many bigger account players who are not as skilled to get to Gladiator Circuit, when there are many small accounts that end up in Gladiator Circuit just because they can beat regularly accounts their own size. And in reality, you know, it shouldn't be like that. And I can understand why Kabam's doing it, but this is just kind of like one of those things where Kabam needs to adjust the system somehow and reward more for participation in victory track and less for winning. So they would need to adjust the medal system or something like that, because yeah, I mean, like if you have a 1 million account, right, in the current matchmaking system, a good player with 1 million account is going to make it to Gladiator Circuit in an easier fashion than bad player with 4 million account. And that kind of doesn't make sense to me, because if that 1 million player matches that 4 million player, you're gonna get beaten every time, pretty much. You know what I mean? And in this game, you know, account size does and should matter. So Kabam is kind of doing this half-assed attitude and half-assed approach. And again, you know, a lot of people are also unwilling to accept the reality, where if you have a small account, then you are at a disadvantage against bigger accounts. Then it's up to you to build up your account, obviously. It's also not cool for Kabam to mash everybody together. So I don't know what is the best system there, but having, you know, 500k accounts fighting 5 million accounts is obviously not something anybody wants. But in current, you know, system, it can happen because everybody starts at the same place every time, every season, every victory track progress is reset, you know. a bad player 4 million account would get into the circuit. Much more so than a good player with the 500k account. It's like, let me put it like this. If I make an alt account and I play 2 months, should I be, you know, able to get the circuit and get all the guaranteed rewards from victory track? No. No, it shouldn't happen. Okay, so let me kind of catch up on the chat. I think one of them is non-steroid anti-inflammatory and they have a habit of causing ulcers in the stomach. Yep. Good night. For me, caffeine is messing up my sleep. Well, you should stop doing that then. You should stop doing that then. Did you just made me break my phone? I was 1 win away from Gladiator Circuit and got 0 damage. Oh, sorry to hear. Don't break your phone, but I can understand how frustrating it is. Currently in Farms is cool, but I live in the US, so I don't know how it works in the UK. There are a lot of things that I can recommend, but I will leave it to your doctors. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I hope it goes well. You know why this meta, even if I play 6 staggers on defenders and stubble still pops and it is removed? Because that's how staggers work. Staggers are not neutralized. Neutralize prevents buff from activating. Stagger basically nullifies it as soon as it's activated. That's why. I'm finished fine. Spidey 2099, most useful champion AW. I don't know about that. I don't see him being used that much, to be honest, anymore. Good to see you streaming. Hey, what's up, MCOC out? A lot of sense. I'm debating next rank for I use Spot, but she makes more sense. There you go. I really want rank for my Titania as well. Should I do EOP double objective with 5-star Juggernaut? I don't know. Don't have Scarlet. I doubt I would do that. I think if I try to do the double objective, I would try to do the Scarlet and Rogue one. So I don't think I would do the Juggy one just by itself. Do you think Titania needs dupe for BGs? I think yeah. Because without dupe, I mean, in most cases, yeah, I think she does. Which relic would you suggest on Spot? The Hulk one, probably. Most likely the Hulk one. Overseer better than... I prefer Overseer Spidey 99. I don't think he's necessarily better, but I definitely prefer Overseer. Do you agree that one of the factors that gave you backache is because you're carrying majority of the good MCOC content in the community? I don't know. I don't know about that, but thank you. 1.5 million. I got sword against 3.54 million rated opponents and Platon regularly beat them, but well, don't you? But here's the thing. Again, as I said, at the moment, both things can happen. Ideally, Kabam will try to find you opponents that are more of your account size. If they can't, they're gonna give you bigger ones. So again, I don't know what is the right answer. I don't know exactly what system I would make. I know that at the moment, basically, they are trying to... In Victory Track, at the moment, they are trying to mitigate the damage to both, if that makes sense. But it's satisfying neither, I suppose, is a good way to put it. That I think that, you know, they're just gonna have to make a choice. At the moment, it's just kind of half-assed, where neither small account players are happy, because those are the ones that we still constantly hear complaining. And obviously also Paragon and bigger account players are not happy either, because many of them are stuck in Victory Track. The BG's back that doesn't allow you to choose champs has been happening to me since season started. Only half alliances participating. Oh, sorry to hear that, Hammurabi. It happened to me a couple of times, but it definitely seems to all of a sudden spiked in like last few days. And Sun BG, they're killing. Yeah, they just need to get their stuff together. BG's is literally saving the game at the moment, I think, but they just need to do better with it. What's up, Magic? What's up, William? Gonna do you okay? Answer that one. Hey, what's up, Bob Beardington? Can Malk take down Ebony Maw? I mean, yeah, she can. Why not? Odds that BG ended early because of the... I don't think they will do that. Don't think they will do that. I think total PI, first of all, is a very bad rating as well. Like, what's the best way to put it? In New Nation, we have accounts like mine that are 5.5 million size. We have accounts that are 3 million, and we have accounts that are like 2 million. And okay, my account is, you know, bigger, and I'm probably gonna have like, you know, I don't know, 5 to 8 more rank 4s in my deck than my teammate that has like 2 million account. But the 2 million account is that small only because they have never ranked up their 1, 2, 3 or 4 stars and most of the 5 stars and stuff like that. And when it comes to rank 4s, like, yeah, okay, I have like 10 more rank 4s. I have like 44, they have like 30. But, you know, when it comes to Battlegrounds accounts, their account is, you know, almost as good as mine is. You know, unleashing that type of account that just have a small PI on, let's say, late game Thronebreaker players who have just played in casual, you know, pace, also wouldn't be fair. You know, hero base rating means very little, and so does prestige, to be honest, because, you know, you can get a very high prestige with, you know, 5 rank ups. PI of the deck, I think PI, but again, if you use PI of the deck, then there are going to be people that purposely exploit it. That was the entire point with sandbagging, where people put 10 2-stars in and then got easy matches. And you could say it's like, okay, count only top 20 champions, but if you do that, again, somebody's still going to figure that out and still find a way to exploit it. What do you consider large, medium, and small account? Large account is 5 million plus, medium account is 3 to 5 million. I'd say small account, or let's say 2 to 5 million, 2.5 million to 5 million is medium, 4.9 million. Okay, no, 4.5 million plus is a big account. 2.5 to 4.5 is medium. Under 2.5, I'd say small, if it's, you know, hero base rating. But as I said, the hero base rating is not necessarily the best way how to characterize them. If you're talking about rank 4s, I would say 40 plus rank 4s or 35 plus rank 4s is a big account. 15, let's say 15 to 30 is medium. 15 to 30 rank 4s, I would say, is medium. 30 plus rank 4s is big. And under 15 rank 4s is small. Something like that. But again, you know, there's no single great kind of like indicator of that. Because again, as I said, you know, we have like 2 million accounts in our alliance. They're good. I know plenty of rank 4s and everything. They just don't rank anything else. So, you know, there are always outliers and things like that. Like, I have seen an account that's like 4+ million and it's just bad. It has like hardly any rank 4s. It just, you know, has a lot of ranked up champions, but not highly ranked up. I agree with your point. Victory track should be more fair account, just rest. So yeah, I'm not sure how to. I think the biggest problem here is because we start from 0 every season. I don't think there is too much point in forcing me and you know, a ton of players go through entire victory track every time season starts. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, a lot of this starts because Alliance War is different. Because Alliance War, you know, you start off kind of where you finish the previous season based on your rating. But in Battlegrounds, we don't have that. In Battlegrounds, everybody starts at the bottom every season. So I think that's also what's causing a lot of issues. And I just don't think that there is that much point in, you know, forcing. You know, if I finish in top 100 or top 10 every season, I don't think that there is that much point in forcing me to play through victory track, for instance, or anybody, you know, who's regularly in Gladiator Circuit higher bits. Is Mantis good? Yeah, Mantis can work. Mantis can work for victory track meta. Maybe 1/3 season and get Gamma. Well, I hope you do push up, Aman. Very kind of first initial clear. Nice! Congratulations, Chris MA. How do you think? Well, Xilf, Undupe Jax can do well most fights. There are a couple of fights where he can do significantly worse. Ideally, you do want to get him duped. Most chill community I have been in. Everyone doesn't fun. Thank you, Chief, from MCOC. Have 8 rank 4s altogether and 12 rank 3 class. So far. Well, good. Magic, good. I'll look up. It's so frustrating. Can't even get people to minimum to grab 48-hour milestones because of the bugs. And yeah, I mean, I get it, Hammurabi. I absolutely get it. The game has been running like an absolute dog poop. Does Jugs need dupe for this meta? You can get away without the dupe. No. Undupe Jugs works in this meta. Top Electric, hiding. Match against as long as BG is playable. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, who you match is important. Again, because if you're gonna keep bashing 1 million accounts against 5 million accounts, then obviously those people just not want to play. And that's not what should happen either. Kabam needs to figure out, something more realistic. As I said, it's like, even if it means, that people start with, higher brackets based on your progression level or something like that. At least to space the people out a bit. That I think that would help quite a bit. I think there's also a problem of people who do not progress the tiers purposely. Because again, I have seen people like win 2, lose 2 on purpose, just so they don't move up the brackets until the end of the season, so they can beat up players easily. And every time they play with Elders marks, they win, they lose with energy, and so on and so forth. So people are always finding ways how to abuse these systems. It's a good counter for an all unsteady boss in war. Firearm weekend could Kimpin. Well, you just listed the best counters, Electric. You literally just listed the best counters. I think Absorbing Man probably works very well also. Ultron or Howard rank 3? Ultron. Oh yeah, I do remember when Cal was broken. Mantis is decently good champ, yeah. I'm gonna play a lot of this meta as I'm missing. You mean the next meta? You mean the Rage meta? Rage meta hasn't started yet. Okay. Always use rank 3, Ultron. Okay, yeah. Ultron's definitely awesome. Like how 4 rank 4 champions always play against decks with 10+. Don't understand matchmaking at all. Nobody does these days, I think. Good average. Thank you, Amfrico. My double base hero rating was like 1.4 million a year ago. Well, a year ago, what is it now though? Million, but only 8 rank 4s. Well, yeah, again, there are always outliers. When I listed those account sizes, stuff like that, I don't mean it as it somebody just asked, my opinion. And if I had to kind of quickly sketch it up, I think that's relatively solid way to look at it. I'm not saying it's accurate. And as I said, there are always outliers. Like, if I made an account right now, and if I invested plenty of time and effort in it, I'm sure that I would have, like, a ton of rank 4s with a tiny hero base rating, just because I would not rank up any of my 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. 5 stars pretty much either. And I'd have, like, I don't know, 1 million hero base rating, but I could play Battlegrounds and compete and stuff like that. Because right now, it's like, why would you? Especially when gold and ISO is an issue. And Dupe Jack's are a little better in this meta? Is he? I don't know about that. And don't need gold, it's small. Oh yeah, I mean, like, no, it depends, Some gold wise, I know a lot of people can't really relate or understand this. Like, but I'm legitimately worried about my gold situation. My gold kind of steadily is decreasing about like 10 million a month. And I went from nearly 200 million gold to about 100 million gold throughout this year. So that immediately tells you that there's a problem in gold economy. Then we got to match against lower accounts almost every time. Well, I can't say that that's... I almost always match against somewhat smaller accounts, because most of the accounts that are bigger than mine are not necessarily the best players, and the best players typically have like a medium-sized account. So, I can honestly say that, and probably in most of my well, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably about 70% of my matches I do have the roster advantage. And when I play against NY guys or PCN guys or some of the other whales. They have the bigger accounts, but again, in the highest tiers, it doesn't really matter that much because the bonus of rank 3 and rank 4 is like 14%. And typically, you know, I still have rank 3s in my deck in almost every meta anyways. And then, you know, let's say they have 25, sorry, let's say they have like 20 rank 4s in their deck and I have 25, something like that. In most metas, even if I go against an account that's like 3 million rating. Penny's interaction broken can easily be like 30 charge. No, yeah, Penny can kind of do crazy against Terex. Should redesign champions like MCOC counterpart. Moon Knight. Oh yeah, I think Professor X can do now. I think Finn, one of the Finn's last war videos. Yeah, I think Finn's war video that was season 39, war 12. You can see how he used the Professor X against an all boss. 735 million in start of the year and now hovering over 50 million. Yeah, so my gold is definitely going down. I also suspect it has quite a lot to do with the Battlegrounds. And that works two ways. I think, you know, a very large part of the reason why my gold is going down is number one, because I grind arena less and play Battlegrounds more, so I'm not earning gold as much as I was. And number two, because Battlegrounds gives you quite solid access to rank up materials, because of Battlegrounds, I'm ranking up more than I would otherwise. You know what I mean? So effectively, I have increased the speed of my rank ups, but I have decreased my gold acquisition. I think that's kind of like a big thing. I'm definitely ranking up more because of Battlegrounds and because of I play Battlegrounds, but I'm, yeah, just not earning as much gold as I once was. So I think that kind of like adds up to that effect. Do you think they should redesign champs to like MCU? No, absolutely not. I'd much rather they don't do MCU champions but focus on comic champions, to be honest, in most cases. I think, you know, fair few of MCU editions just look kind of shit. You know, Thor Ragnarok, for instance. Wish I never added that champion. Stuff like that. Even like Daredevil Hell's Kitchen, you know, I'd much rather have the more comic accurate versions of those characters. So yeah, no, I disagree. In most cases, yeah, I just prefer they stick to the comic versions. Especially right now, when MCU is just, well, rubbish. I mean, let's face it, MCU is, you know, barely Marvel these days, or more specifically, well, it's like modern Marvel, but they have completely destroyed my love for the cinematic universe with Phase 4, and you know, that's just kind of side effect of it, because, you know, they can crap out bad comics now all they want, and I can easily ignore it. But when these movies come out and, you know, they're everywhere and everybody's talking about them, it's just way worse. And what they have done with Marvel in like last 3 or 4 years is just disgusting. It's like I never missed a movie that came out since very early on. In Phase 1, I didn't go to cinemas for first 3 or 4, and after that I went to watch every single movie since in you know, every single one. And now I just don't care. Like, you know, I just don't go anymore because they're not good. They're really not good. They're not as funny as they once was. The writing is much worse. There's too much of the, you know, political correctness and whatever else, not wokeness and all of the modern crap in it. And worst thing about it all is I could almost kind of forgive almost all of that if they just weren't so stupid and immoral. Like, they have really become extremely immoral, where, yeah, they're just fucked in the head. Like, they ignore bad things that people do if they have right genitals or skin color. They, you know, are they're just extremely polarizing, and they're just so bad. Like with Scarlet Witch, you know, she literally tortures an entire city, and everybody's like, "Oh, you made it right." It's like, no, it's like she didn't even want to stop doing it. She like stopped torturing an entire town just because she had to. She had like no real choice there, and then everybody is pretending that, you know, she gave up a sacrifice. She gave up, like, you know, made up crap, and then she like, oh no, not about that, you made that right, whatever. It's like and in general, you know, Marvel's just become immoral. They don't know what right from wrong anymore. It's kind of like Falcon and Winter Soldier, like, do better, Senator. And it's like, don't call them terrorists. They're literal terrorists. Like, they fit the definition of terrorists to a T. They're not even likable or sympathetic. They were just effectively, I don't know, spoiled fucking hipsters who were upset that the half of the population that was killed got returned back to life, and they had to give back all the free shit that they got as a result. You know, let's say somebody who studied and worked their entire life, bought a house, got a mortgage, got dusted away, and a hipster, you know, could get that house and move in for free there. That's how, you know, it was allegedly how it happened in MCU. And then when that person who earned, let's say, a flat or apartment or whatever property came back to life, and they wanted their property back, and that's what flag smashers were. They were the people who didn't want to give up the free shit that they got after half the population died. And we were supposed to sympathize with them. Oh, it's like, oh, displaced and stuff like that. I call Falcon, do better, Falcon. It's like, yeah, I know. Hey, what's up, Bugman? Welcome to the membership. And that's stuff like that is exactly what I'm talking about. In virtually every single one of the new Marvel properties, the more you pay, I try my best not to pay attention to it, but eventually, you know, when people talk about it, it's kind of impossible to ignore it. Even in the Ant-Man, you know, you have Hank, you know, you have the Cassie Lang, you know, the activist genius, by the way. And then you have Michael Douglas is like, I know that communism is a loaded term, but we can learn a lot from it. Yeah, of course we can, you commie fucktard. It's like, fuck off. And it's like, that's exactly the type of thing that I don't want to see, you know, in Marvel. Because there's so much political strife and discourse right now. And I'm not even, like, actively, you know, on the one side or another. I have opinions, you know, on individual issues. Sometimes I agree with people on the left, sometimes I agree with people on the right. And I'm not, you know, saying one thing is bad, but it's just, there's so much of it crammed in that I'm tired on it. I'm tired. Every time it happens, it just makes me roll my eyes, because that is not what you want from Marvel stuff. It's the opposite, really. I'm not saying you can't put any of that stuff in. It's just that there's so much of it that, you know, it's intolerable. And that's definitely not why anybody wants to watch, you know, an Iron Man. Not that we will ever get to watch an Iron Man, because now we're gonna have an Iron teenage genius, and you know, every character that made me love MCOC has been castrated or killed off. And now, you know, we have Riri Williams. Like, fuck, why would I care about Riri Williams? Like, we're gonna have... Yeah, we're gonna have Marvels is like... I literally don't care about those characters. And I'm not trying to, you know, trying to talk bad about them. You know, if they were introduced properly, written properly, made likable, you know, maybe I would, but they don't. That's kind of like the worst thing. It's like, I pretty much didn't know anything about Ironheart, or very little. But after the Black Panther movie, it's just, oh sure, the smartest, the bestest, whatever teenage genius, no flaws, perfect, funny, witty. Just why? And that's like with all of them. You know, that's why I think most of us initially started liking these Marvel movies, because we could see the character flaws, the mistakes that they make, how they, you know, grow, what's their origin story, how they, you know, correct their mistakes and whatnot. And now, you know, how many teenage female geniuses we have in Marvel now? Like immediately, all of a sudden, it's like every girl that appears in Marvel is automatically better than whatever dude they are replacing. How teenage genius Riri Williams, teenage genius Shuri, we have She-Hulk who can control her anger infinitely better than, you know, a man whose life story is too tragic to even account for. You know, everyone's perfect. Cassie Lang now apparently is a genius as well. But Sylvie is amazing. Run rings around them. It's like TVA manhandles Loki like he's nobody, and we're supposed to believe that Sylvie escaped TVA when she was 8 years old and was never recaptured, you know, because she stomped on a guard's leg. It's like, how stupid is that writing?
Shut up and take my money.
Ab $1. KT1 I have heard Mystic Spidey handles Terek's left side ear as well, if not better than Penny. Is this true? Does he need awakened? Or would you just stick with Penny? Also not doing BGs, why? Bugs?
Yeah, I'm not doing BGs because when I started the stream they were bugged beyond belief. About Mystic Spidey, I am not 1000% sure. It's okay. I think I kind of got carried away with the whole Marvel shtick. So, you know. And again, I think it's ultimately also important. If people like it, then, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I think some of the Phase 4 movies were just, you know, fine. You know, I don't have anything against like Shang-Chi. I didn't care for it enough, or the character enough to go and see it in the cinema, but you know, eventually I did see the movie, and I think it was fine. I think it was something, you know, let's say to the level of the first Ant-Man movie. But yeah, but you know, Multiverse of Madness just made me angry. Multiverse of Madness made me so angry. No one complains on Peter Pan. Here's Teenage Genius. I mean, I did complain, especially in this version of MCOC, MCU, Peter Parker. That's literally the reason why I don't like Tom Holland Spider-Man much, and only reason I started liking Tom Holland Spider-Man is kind of like after the end of the last movie. And the geniusness there isn't presented as if he's immediately smarter or better than everybody. If you watch, like, I don't know, Tobey Maguire Spidey movies, you know, he's still speaking with, I don't know, Doc Ock. He's speaking with him with a level of admiration. If it would be right now Riri Williams or Shuri, you know, in Infinity War is like, oh, why didn't you just do that? And then, you know, Hulk is like, oh, we didn't think of it, we're stupider than you are, more. But, you know, if you watch those previous movies, you know, there is some level of respect. There is kind of like subtlety. There's nuance to it. You can be smart, but you don't have to be smarter than everybody. It's like you can be, you know, let's say quote-unquote genius, but you don't have to be this. It's kind of like teenage Peter Parker's genius, but he wasn't the best in his class, for instance. Gwen Stacy was better or had better grades or whatever, you know, in both of the initial Spidey movies. And the one thing, for instance, that I didn't like about the MCU Spider-Man is because he effectively felt like an Iron Man Junior bitch boy. So, you know, there's nuance to all of those things. I'm not saying, like, not everybody, you know, first of all, what's the best way to put it? Not everybody has to be a genius, I suppose, but it's also how you go about it. If you make them arrogant little dipshit smarty-talls, then they're just automatically unlikable. If you show them flawed or that they're not always the best or something like that, makes it more relatable. It's like exactly how you carry that thing around. So again, there's just nuance to all of those things. So many new charts, I feel so much outdated. You're gonna get used to it, don't worry. The Last of Us 2 was so unforgivable. I actually have never played Last of Us 2, but I have heard some interesting things. The funniest thing is Miss Marvel has 10% Rotten Tomatoes, bro. Literally the funniest shit. I mean, here's the thing. Miss Marvel, I actually ended up watching it. And, you know, I don't think it was as awful. It's clearly not made for me. It's not great, but there are far worse things out there, I think, than Miss Marvel. The Editor and Hulk so dirty, yes. It's kind of, I'm happy that Iron Man died off when he did. And Cap retired, quote unquote. Because seeing what's happening to the OG cast is just disgusting. Iron Doom good for BG? Yeah, he's alright. He's not the best, he's not the worst. Famous way just how to parry and attack and not intercept. Well, it kind of depends. There are several ways around how to fight Mystic Spidey. I could maybe make a video on it. Iron Man 1 was awesome, yeah. Blood Bowl dies right away, Mr. Fantastic dies right away. Oh yeah, I mean, like, that thing is, well, like, you know, everywhere where you look in Marvel is that thing, you know. For smartest man in the universe tells Scarlet Witch exactly how to deal with Black Bolt. All of the dudes die immediately, and then, you know, the three ladies can bottle it out. You know, everywhere. Again, I just want to stop talking about MC honestly. Just gonna get my blood pressure going. Spider-Man No Way Home was by far the best thing in Phase 4, yes. Spider-Man, again, even that movie, people receive it as highly just because it kind of stayed away from all the identity politics and all of that modern crap. But even that movie was clearly quite stupid. Like, I do not believe for 1 second that Doctor Strange would cast that spell so irresponsibly. Just because Peter Parker, you know, wanted to sort out his friend's college tuition. I really have my doubts that Doctor Strange would mess with the universe and every living human being's memory just because a teenager wanted to make sure his friends get in a uni. You know? And there is a difference because that movie is so much more entertaining. You are willing to forgive those things. And that is the biggest problem Marvel has right now. Their movies are just not entertaining anymore. And that's why people are much harsher on them, I feel. But yeah, Spider-Man's by far the best one. But if I'm willing to overlook that, then yeah, the movie is awesome. Eternals? Oh no, I don't. I would not try to defend Eternals at all. It wasn't genius. Nowadays, everyone's genius has no flaws. So Peter had no flaws. Let the killer kill it. Yeah, exactly. You know, Peter is much more likable. How to fight Mystic Spidey? Well, you can intercept him if his invisibility isn't cooldown. Or you bypass Mist. Just make original Tony Stark. Iron Man different. What does make original Iron Man? Are you kidding me? Okay. What makes original Iron Man different? Because he was morally gray. Because he wasn't always right or didn't make always right decisions. Because, you know, clear character flaws, problems with drinking, narcissism. There are plenty of things that make him different. And one of original Iron Man thing, you know, his redemption story is quite literally the best thing Marvel has ever done. If you remember first Avengers, when he got into a fight with Cap, he's being, it's like, take away the suit of armor, who are you? He's like, genius, you know, philanthropist, whatever. And then Cap has a line, is like, yeah, but will you ever be the guy who, you know, lays down on the wire for somebody else? Will you ever be kind of unselfish? And you know, that was, you know, one of the big reasons why Marvel initial 3 phases were so compelling, where Tony Stark went from, you know, complete, effectively narcissistic, selfish genius to a person who, number one, was prioritizing his family and didn't even want to mess with time travel, and only did it with basically kind of like permission of his wife. That is not something original Tony would ever even think to do. Second of all, his motivation in that movie was to get back effectively Peter Parker, which is again just effectively something he would never ever think to do in first 2 movies, let's say. And lastly, he went from the one of the most selfish characters ever introduced to a person who effectively sacrificed his life to save everybody else. It's like, tell me that is not 10,000 times more compelling than whatever like Shuri, fucking Cassie Lang activist, or Riri Williams, or whatever it is. It's like that's what an actual, you know, writing a character is. That's what having a character is. Because these new introductions don't even have a character. They're just, you know, we're fucking awesome, you know. That's it. That's who you are. I'm fucking great at everything. Always smart, witty, make the best decisions, right. It's like, screw that. It's like, who wants to watch that? Kind of like Rey in Star Wars. Like, sure, you get no Jedi training, but beat a, you know, experienced Force user. Yeah, sure, no worries. You know, never fly like a ship, but all of a sudden you're the best pilot in the universe. You know, that's the same thing what Marvel's doing now with every intersectional character. That's why I don't like virtually any of them. Because they're just not characters, they're just, you know, bundle of everything being perfect. When Special 2 gets rid of planetary buffs? Yeah, but he still has them, so he gets rid of them, but he still gains the monster mass, you know? Joe Fix turned out roster. Well, Joe Fix needs the dupe though. So I mean, it's cool, it's good. Joe is a solid champ, I'd love to see that. You know, outside of identity politics, they're rushing the plotline. Yeah, and they're just stupid. Again, they're just bad. It's aside from identity politics, movies are just becoming dumber and dumber and dumber, and the writing's getting worse and worse and worse. And again, the biggest thing is that they're immoral. Again, there's no morality left. Like, you know, half the times I want the villains to win, or at the very least, I understand the villains and, you know, like them better than the supposed heroes these days. And the other times it's just that it's, you know, dumb, uninteresting, unentertaining. As I said, you know, in the Spidey movie, at least it was entertaining. I'm very well willing to overlook the stupid part of the Spidey movie because it was entertaining and fun. Invincible is good, yes. Invincible is good, I liked Invincible. There are some changes that I made in the show that are stupid as well, but Invincible is decent. Galen will not be in initial 7-star roster, I promise you. There's a new Ant-Man last night with my kids without being a great movie. It was miles better than of the release lately. I'm still not the biggest fan of Ant-Man. I don't think it was completely awful. You know, I think it's better than Multiverse of Madness, or I think it's better than Thor: Love and Thunder, but I'm not raving about it too much either. Yeah, again, the movie is just too stupid. The entire plot, just... They have been out for years. It's like we're supposed to believe that Janet never told anybody what's down in Quantum Realm. So, Hank Pym is world's leading Quantum Realm researcher. You are to tell me that he never got it out of Janet what's down there. You know, because before they went, as far as they knew, there's basically nothing, no life, stuff like that. And you know, we're to believe that Janet never said anything about any of that stuff to anyone, knowing that they are researching it. It's like, again, it's just one of those things that's just so stupid that it's hard to believe that. It's like, no human would ever do that. If you know that there's like world-destroying maniac trying to escape that place, you know, you probably wouldn't want to. I don't know. And there's just so much of it. Like MODOK. It's like the whole thing with MODOK is like, don't be a dick, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna stop being it. It's like, really? There were bits that I liked in it, yeah, but I'm not gonna say that it was a great movie by a long stretch. One second. No, I don't. Anyhow, it is an original were so good. They had their own movies introducing. Well, that too, they took their time building up those characters. Rank up recommendations for week 4 meta. Black Widow Deadly Origins. But need a few more recommendations. Okay. Who do you have? I think I'm actually thinking of ranking up Khun. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few interesting ones. So DC is better? No, that's a hard sell. That's definitely a hard sell. We're still awesome as ever. Squid Game's awesome. I really like Squid Game. Stuff you guys like just isn't mainstream anymore. What do you mean stuff you guys like? Good storytelling isn't mainstream anymore? Or what is it? Intelligence isn't mainstream anymore? I suppose so. Oh yeah. I was hoping for so much more for Thor Love and Thunder. Rank formats? Yeah, rank formats I think have slowed down a tiny bit now. Peacemaker I quite liked. That's true. Peacemaker I did enjoy for most part. All for Katie. Various Marvel movies. Sounds like series. Could make a series on that. Definitely. But again, I'd much rather love those movies if they were any good. Slow Carnage, why does nobody run him BG attack? Because he's just not versatile enough. There are faster attackers. He's a ramp-up champion. BGs don't like ramp-up champions. And, you know, when Mystics are so dominant often, it's just not that many great matchups. I'm actually considering ranking up Carnage to rank 3 for the final meta. I think he could be interesting. If you kind of max out deep wounds, which I might. Our version of New Blade, yeah. I'm so scared for Punisher. What they're doing in comics to Punisher is just disgusting, first of all. And just thinking of how good Bernthal was as a Punisher in the Netflix series, and I didn't even like the Punisher season 1 too much, or season 2. Like, I don't think it was the greatest show they could have made story-wise, like villain-wise and stuff, but I really liked John Bernthal as a Punisher, if that makes sense. I think he did a really good stuff, and many of the scenes were great there, with like the ruthlessness and stuff like that. And I'm just terrified of Disney doing Punisher, or Disney doing Daredevil now. Having seen, you know, the previous Daredevil show, I am terrified of the same people or the same studio that made She-Hulk doing Daredevil. You know, how scary is that? It's like, I am absolutely terrified of what Disney is gonna do to Daredevil and Punisher. But you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, we probably know what happens, but I don't know what you're getting lately for Marvel. Happily rewatch Punisher. I actually think of rewatching. I have been thinking of rewatching Punisher. Yes. Anyways. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the Punisher series season 1 or 2 were that great, but I did love that version of Punisher, or that portrayal of Punisher. I think Daredevil series probably had much better writing. I think season 1 was great. Season 3 I liked. Season 2 I wasn't the biggest fan of, I think. Or part of the season 2 anyways. Anyhow. Alright, something in between. Anyways. I think that'll do for today. Kind of an hour and a half. That's why I love Witcher series. I think I'm going to be doing friendly Battlegrounds stream tomorrow. If anybody's interested. Check out the pinned comment if you are interested. There is a new Battlegrounds tournament we're organizing. Check out the video. I hope to see you guys enter. There will be 2 brackets for bigger and smaller accounts. And yeah, catch you guys later. Huge thank you to K-Dog as well for supporting the stream, man. It's very generous. And to J-Mania also. See you guys. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about